Welcome back to Naturally Spiritual, where we correlate the spiritual with the natural. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Sherry.
And we are here today with a twofer, right?
Two for one.
Today is President's Day.
As well as Black History.
Right. And for that Black History, you already know who we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah, we're going to collab about the first Black U.S. president.
Which is?
President Barack Obama.
Sister, I'm going to have to stop you because you know there were 43 presidents prior to him.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what Irene used to say.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
You know they didn't mind mixing the colors. Now, they might not have done it out loud, but you know, they didn't mind mixing. So somewhere along the way, you know, there was some that were...
That's true. Okay, so I stand corrected. As Sister said, so he was the first documented.
Okay, look, first documented
Black,
right?
Because Sister's trying to say that some people passed, you know.
Look, well, yeah, you know, but look, I'm gonna let everybody do their own research if they want to know where those colors were mixed in, right?
Right. Okay. Do your research, guys. So so we're on President Barack Obama, the first documented
yes
Black president.
Black president.
Right.
But look, before we get into President Obama, let's go ahead and let's share that natural first, right?
Okay.
So even when things seem unattainable or can't even be imagined because of the environment, whether that's your parents, your friends, your family, look, the environment itself says no, never has been, so it won't be, not now, not ever.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. You better go ahead and jump on that confidence train, right?
Right. You know, like President Obama
yes,
did.
He did.
At some point, he had to say, I can do this.
Right.
At some point, he had to believe that he could, and so he did.
And he did,
you
right?
know, because who would have thought? Like, I know that was foreign to our grandparents,
right,
and to our parents.
Yeah,
you know,
right?
It had to be foreign,
right,
to ever think that we would see a Black man as holding president role,
and not one term,
but two.
Right.
So he was the 44th president that served 2 terms, right? So at some point he had to believe, and I think it was his 3rd grade teacher who actually said he had written in a response that what he wanted to be when he grew up, and that was president.
You know that woman probably bless his little heart.
You know she did.
Because she didn't believe it, right?
Right, she did. And so, I mean, even if she discouraged him, at some point he became encouraged and said, that's me right there.
Right. And I love the fact that he didn't give up.
Right.
I mean, and because he went through some things. Look, because even becoming president, he had to prove himself. Right. He knew who he was, but he still had to prove himself
over and over
because those nuts even wanted him to show proof of his birth certificate. Just silly, like that man didn't know.
Right.
And they wouldn't let him gotten that far had he not, right?
But you know, he wrote the whole book. This is me. This is who I am.
This is who I am, right?
No secrets anywhere.
Right.
So,
and you know
I
what?
love that.
Yeah, and I love that too. And because he's so relatable, right? Because one thing that I love about President Obama is I'm left-handed and so is he, right?
Right. So he just debunked my whole thing about the lefties being weird.
Whatever.
Right. But so he's left-handed, and then he's also, from a single-parent household. That was another statistic that he just said
right
out the door.
Out the door.
I mean, and he proved himself over and over and over again.
He did.
And again, as you said, he was relatable.
Yeah, because a lot of times we have to prove ourselves over and over, right?
Right. And to get that far, first documented U.S. Black president,
right?
And they said he's a Trekkie. He loves Star Trek. He loves Harry Potter books. He loves his Harry Potter books. So he's a reader. And they said he always walked around with his iPad. He loved his iPad.
Every year he has that playlist. That music playlist. Look, he loves Beyonce. Look, Bouncy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he loves Bouncy.
But so just so relatable, and had that swag and everything.
Yes.
And, at some point he had to believe, and he really stood firm on that Matthews 19 and 26.
Right.
But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men, this is impossible. So back to that environment, you know, when everybody is saying no,
the naysayers,
right? He just proved them wrong. But with God, all things are possible.
Right. And we have to believe that for ourselves, because so many times this is what we do. We trust God for this, but for that, God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to work this thing out, right? But it says all things. And all is a 3-letter word, so small, but it means so much. That means everything, right?
So much inclusivity.
Yes. So all things are possible. So all you have to do is believe and give it to God.
And give it to God, gang.
Right?
Right.
And He'll work it out. He'll help you work it out. He'll work it out for you. He'll help you work it out. Because like I said, so many times we kind of, you know, we put our messy selves, put our messy hands back in the pot when it doesn't need to be. Because God, He leads you and guides you through everything, right?
Right. Love it. Love
yes.
it. So we love, what do you call a president who's no longer president?
President Barack Obama.
Okay, so he's still president. I think that's our second time saying that. I didn't believe it. So, you know, I'm going to have to go do my research. But we love President Obama. We love you guys.
Right. And if you guys love us, we say it every night. So look, for now, that's still our catchphrase, right? So if you love us, like us, hit that share button.
Right. Comment.
Yeah, comment. And then go ahead and subscribe. And guess what? Doesn't cost you 1 penny to subscribe. So go ahead and just subscribe, just one little, you know, and there you are, right?
Right. So go ahead, gang. Believe that you can, and you will.
And you will.
All right. Love you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.